What's that mean, guys? Can anybody tell me? So they're asking if you've got more than you should have, or if you have less than what you should have. A deficit will be in parentheses, Miss Elizabeth. Thank you, you guys. I love our show. I love this. When I put something up that I don't know, and I can just ask you guys, and somebody out there has the answer. Like, we are crowdsourcing this investigation. That's exactly what this show and this platform has allowed us to do. It's amazing. Absolutely amazing. I love it. All right. And I'm learning so much. I love to learn. I'm like a sponge. I like mommy. My mommy likes to read and learn too. Excess is money in his pocket. Yeah. Well, I just have a hard time. Whenever you first start, I'd say, you're not going to make a whole lot, but $5,000 for a year, that's not a whole lot of money. But the kind of money that they were making at ARC, and this is all the money that you were putting into your church. You know what I'm saying? I put my own money into everything of my own. Like, I invest so much money into myself and into my business and into making it better. I don't just take as little money as possible and scoot by. Like, I'm constantly reinvesting my money into building my business and making it bigger and making it better. And so it's just surprising to me that if I was making as much money as what they were making at ARC back then, I know now they're not making no money. He's not even working for ARC anymore, I don't think. He could, though, as an independent contractor, he could be a speaker for ARC and still work and get paid, for each individual event that he does. He could do that. I don't know if he does or not, but he could. And as a preacher with a 501c3 like this, where he's got a ministries, he actually has a nonprofit. It allows him, all kinds of benefits that maybe somebody else might not have. And it's all they have to do is say they're a preacher. All they got to do is go preach. And, preaching is a real easy thing to kind of fake. I'm not saying fake, but yes, I am saying fake. All they got to do is be able to read out of the Bible and copy what they hear somebody else say. And I don't know why everybody's got such a problem with calling out false prophets and people who are taking advantage of the community members. Like, this isn't just about calling out somebody who's a false profiting. That's not what this is about. Really, it ain't. It's about that he placed himself into a group of men who have been taking advantage of not just women, but they've been taking advantage of men too. They created a human trafficking scheme, I guess, is the only, it's not the only thing, but it's something that we can call it. It's not just like drug trafficking. There's all kinds of different kinds of trafficking. They can traffic human beings. Now, a lot of times we hear that associated with like people coming across the border or something, that they're trafficking people across the border, illegal aliens. Well, human trafficking can also be in other ways too. So if you have all these entities, supply and demand, and you got to remember, ARC was a for-profit company. Now, if you want to contrast that with MCHC and van breeding, that's a nonprofit. But you've got Van Breeden bringing home $2 million a year, 3 times any of the other doctors that work there. All the other doctors, I think the second highest was only 600,000 a year. And these are just doctors. The reason why it said that he made so much was because they get paid like incentives, or it didn't say what they got paid percentage of, but they get a percentage of something, like a commission on top of what they make. But I don't know if that commission is on top of that 2 million or before. I guess it's probably on top of. I don't know. It'd be nice to know though. And then you add in all of the extras and all of the the additionals, and honey, we're talking some major money. I say it every single show, and I'm not going to quit saying it. This Eastern Kentucky is the white collar crime capital of the world. Don't even start. Now here's one, or it says he must have hired a tax preparer. Stop. For 2019. It says 2020. Michael Clark, president. Johnny White, CPA. Wallen, Puckett, and Anderson, PSC, firm's name. Is that an attorney? Is that a lawyer firm? Or is that a CPA, like a tax firm or something? Are they called firms? Tax people? Are they called a firm, like a lawyer firm? Attorneys? I remember when Van started practicing medicine. I remember like in 2008, I want to say, I got really sick, and I had strep throat, I guess. And yeah, it was strep. And I had waited so long with strep. And like strep will kill you if you don't get it treated. And I was so sick, and I was in so much pain. And I had just let it go and let it go and let it go. And like 3 o'clock in the morning, I got up and went in and woke my mom up. And I was like, I think I need to go to the hospital. I couldn't hardly talk. It was bad. And so I went to the hospital, and they immediately admitted me. And I was there for a week. My throat had almost closed together. It was really it was dangerous. I was really dangerously bad off. And I needed some, I couldn't swallow. It was so bad. And I needed some pain medicine. And lo and behold, my doctor didn't write me any pain medicine. And I was like, begging them for it. And come to find out, my doctor couldn't even write pain medicine. He had been suspended, and it was none other than Van Breeding. He had been suspended from writing narcotics, but they still had him on call at the hospital, at ARH, at the hospital. And so whenever they admitted me, he didn't write me anything. And it took like, I think I was there maybe 2 days, and I was just in so much pain. I was there a whole week in the hospital, but I think maybe it was the second day I couldn't take it no more, and I went downstairs and I started begging and raising as much cane as I possibly could without no voice. But I was in tears, and I mean, I was about this close from falling out on the floor down there in the middle of the hospital, in the front of the hospital, because I was so sick and I desperately needed a doctor who could write medicine that I needed to be treated with. That's not fair.